The Canadian Armed Forces Cyber Task Force was created back in actually September of 2010. The team was formed with the mandate to optimize what we currently have, to look at efficiencies, effectiveness perspective, but also look into the future. So look way beyond the horizon into the 15, 20-year time space and try to conceive and design and build what it is that we need to be competent in the cyber environment. So the Canadian Armed Forces have for the longest time been operating within this environment. So this man-made environment has been at the core of our communications and information systems from the beginning of time, of where we had, from being able to do the basic telephone to doing microwave and satellite communications. So across all those generations of technology, we've operated in this space and made sure that we were able to operate regardless of the congested or contested space, whether we were being jammed or being attempted to be disrupted, has been part of our mission all along, and ensuring that the mission can happen. So in that evolution, computers came along, and we've been at the heart of understanding how that applies to all of our capabilities. And in our analysis, it was very clear very early on that in today's environment, everything is interconnected or interdependent in some way to software, data, communications links, a lot of it dependent on the internet infrastructure as well. And based on that, our aim is to look at how do we ensure that we remain resilient and capable of assuring that every capability, whether it's flying planes, sailing ships, or operating in a land environment, that all the capabilities that depend on all the ones and zeros that enable information to be passed, whether it's intelligence or communications or orders from command, that happens without disruption, despite of any possible disruption or nefarious actions by others. Evaluated how the rest of the world is looking at this space, how they're conceiving of employing it for their own purposes. And in Canada, it'll be a unique Canadian approach. It's not easily transferable from another nation's solution set, partly because the context within which their legislation or how their forces are structured or how they've developed over the years. And so if you can't, you can always contrast whether one approach is better than another, but a Canadian-made solution is likely to evolve that may not look like anything anybody else has developed. It's going to be, as the technology has evolved, we've been progressing with that. It'll be a constant thing to stay on top of it because of the rapid cycle of the evolving technology. So we get new software, new systems constantly. And they bring in their own challenges and opportunities. So we have to evaluate everything that we bring on board, everything that we connect. We have to revisit processes, the technology training that we have to give our people, and how do we address any of the threats that any new technology brings with it. In our short term that we've had to assess where we stand in respect to this particular environment and where we need to be, the road isn't that far ahead. We've kept up, we've kept pace, and we're making minor course adjustments to ensure that we stay far enough ahead so that we don't fall behind.